For decades, most gardeners in the United States have started spring the same way, by bringing out a rototiller and turning over the garden beds until the soil looks soft, loose, and perfectly clean. It's a habit passed down through generations. Our fathers did it. Their fathers did it. And many of us simply followed the same routine without ever asking if there might be a better way. But in some Amish farming communities, you'll notice something very different. They rarely use rototillers, yet their soil often becomes more fertile year after year. That raises an interesting question. Why don't Amish farmers till their soil? If you visit Amish communities in Pennsylvania or Ohio in early spring, when many gardens have freshly tilled beds, Amish gardens often look almost untouched. The soil hasn't been turned over at all. This contrast makes many people curious. Why would such an experienced farming community avoid rototillers when they are so common in modern gardening? The answer isn't just a different technique. It comes from a different way of understanding soil. For many Amish farmers, soil is not simply a place to grow plants. They see it as a living ecosystem that must be protected and nurtured over time. And that perspective has led them to develop a very different approach to gardening. To understand why they farm this way, we first need to ask a simple question. What is soil, really? Soil is not just dirt. For many years, people often thought of soil as nothing more than an inert material that holds plants in place. But modern soil science tells a very different story. A handful of healthy soil is actually a complex, living ecosystem. In just 1 teaspoon of fertile soil, scientists can find billions of bacteria, several feet of fungal threads, and countless other microscopic organisms. Alongside them are earthworms, soil insects, nematodes, and many other creatures quietly working beneath the surface. These organisms don't exist independently. Instead, they form a tightly connected biological network that helps maintain soil fertility and supports plant growth. For example, mycorrhizal fungi connect directly to plant roots and extend the plant's ability to absorb nutrients. Through this network, plants can access water and minerals far beyond the reach of their roots alone. At the same time, earthworms continuously tunnel through the soil. These tunnels create natural channels that allow rainwater to move deeper into the ground, improve airflow, and give plant roots space to grow. Meanwhile, bacteria and other microorganisms break down leaves, straw, and organic matter, converting them into nutrients that plants can absorb. When all of these processes work together, they create what soil scientists call healthy soil structure, a structure that can hold water, store air, and still drain properly after rainfall. That is the difference between living soil and inert dirt. But the problem begins when we use rototillers, which can disrupt this fragile ecosystem. What rototilling actually does to soil. When you use a rototiller, the soil surface becomes loose and soft. Visually, it looks like you've improved the soil and created a perfect bed for planting. But beneath the surface, several important processes in the soil ecosystem are being disrupted. First, the fungal networks in the soil are shredded. These fungal threads, especially mycorrhizal fungi, can extend for many feet through the soil and connect directly with plant roots. They function like a natural transportation system, helping plants access water and nutrients far beyond the reach of their roots. When rototilling cuts these networks apart, plants may need weeks or even months to rebuild them. Second, earthworm tunnels are destroyed. Earthworms travel through the soil and leave behind narrow channels that allow rainwater to move deeper into the ground and help air circulate. When the soil is aggressively tilled, these natural channels collapse and the soil often becomes compacted again after just a few heavy rains. Third, many beneficial microorganisms